My name is Jesse Lambert, and I'm sharing this video out of Lynchburg, Virginia. I want you to see the kind of closed-door, midnight vote attaching to other bills or just outright trickery that has been used to infringe on the Second Amendment for too long. Hundreds of people showed up in Lynchburg, Virginia to be heard and thought they had achieved this when a public hearing was passed. And then, when all had left, Vice Mayor Dolan informed the council she accidentally voted wrong. Fortunately, in the revote, another council member, seeing how corrupt it would be to deny these citizens their voice, changed his vote. For that, we're thankful for Council Member Wilder's moment of integrity.
So I'll make that motion that we have a public hearing about making Lynchburg become a Second Amendment sanctuary so we can hear from the citizens that weren't here today. So,
thank you. Is there a second?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. The motion has been made and second. If there's no further discussion on the motion, please cast your vote. And the motion passes 4-3. So there will be the opportunity for, is everyone cast their vote, right? Yes. So there will be the opportunity for a public hearing on this matter in January. Thank you. We are continuing our meeting. If everyone would please leave in according with a quiet movement. Thank you. Also, I have Vice Mayor Dolan, a council member, who would like to make some statement.
Well, because I didn't mean to vote for a public hearing, and I hit the wrong button. And then when I looked up there,
Oh, all right. So we are not.
I don't know what we do about that.
So
We need to resolve what we have on the table.
hold one moment. We have a motion on the
Walter
table.
said I had to do it now, so.
Okay. Can I defer to Mr. Irwin for clarification
I
of?
think it's proper to go ahead and dispose of the motion that's on the floor, this item, and then we'll come back to Councilmember Dolan's
Okay.
issue.
I will defer back to Mr. Irwin for the consideration of Vice Mayor Dolan and what she has mentioned and discussed about the previous vote regarding the scheduled public hearing.
I think it's appropriate for Councilmember Dolan to, explain.
I was not even looking, and I hit the wrong button. Then when I looked up on the thing, it was yes, and I meant to say no.
All right. And so do I hear a motion to retake the vote on scheduling a hearing for January regarding the Second Amendment sanctuary?
point of order before
Yes.
Another motion was already on the floor. I recognize that somebody now may have changed their mind on the vote. The problem is we had a house full of people watching it on television, a house full of people being broadcast up in the room upstairs. After everybody leaves, after they're already told that there's going to be a public hearing on January 14th, after they saw the 4 to 3 green lights to red lights up there, after everybody's out in their car, gone home, now we decide to change the vote. Now that I cannot tolerate and I cannot abide. I do not think that is wise. I don't think it's judicious. I don't think it's, if there was a mistake that happened, what's the harm in having a public hearing as was stated by your own word? So to change a vote after another motion has already been on the floor, a secondary item later, after everybody's cleared out, I just don't think that is good for the citizens. I don't think it's good for respecting people's time and our citizens for being all sitting out here to then change the vote and say we don't want to have a public hearing. I've seen lots of things in my life, but that's not a good one. I don't think that is in order to go forward with that.
Oh. Yes, Councilmember Pero.
Just like to ask the people, ask those that support the motion in the past to continue to support it, and for those that are not supporting the motion, just be considerate of the group that was here and the citizens of Lynchburg, and let's go ahead and just have the public hearing.
Councilmember Helgeson?
And I can realize that maybe at the time that you a mistake, and I appreciate courtesy and whatnot. It just, I mean, we had such a nice civil discourse. We had such a good time here today, actually, talking about stuff that's tough to talk about. It was done very above board. There's unity. There's understanding that we got to fight against evil, wherever evil is. And so with that, we also heard that lots of people weren't here that had a different perspective. I've got lots of emails from people that said, don't make it a sanctuary city. Great. So have a public hearing so we can hear from people. You know, I don't think there's ever a time that we go wrong by hearing from our citizens, especially when such a last minute, lots of people just showed up today because they care about this. This is something they're passionate about. And I can appreciate that you maybe have hit the wrong button, but I hope you hit the right button this time by actually saying yes to the citizens and actually consciously say you're going to switch your vote because of the fact that last time maybe you hit the wrong button, but this time, dadgummit, lots of these people that were here. There's hundreds of people that were sitting here and upstairs that left at least with some modicum of hope that said, hey, this council at least wants to hear from us regarding our constitutional rights. Let's have that public hearing. Let's hear from them and support Council Member Perro's motion to have that public hearing on January 14th as stated earlier.
All right, thank you. Councilmember, Vice Mayor Dolan, I'm sorry.
Councilmember Helgeson, the reason I was not wanting to support a public hearing was because, as we saw tonight, those people that were against a sanctuary city did not show up tonight for obvious reasons. They were afraid they're going to be harassed. I got lots of emails about people that wanted to come. We had a number of people that dropped off, and the reason they dropped off is that they heard what happened in other areas. So I thought, if we have a public hearing, they're not going to show up again. So you're just going to hear from the same people. We're going to hear the same stuff we heard tonight. We're not going to hear the other side.
So, I mean, I don't understand how you can make us broad assumptions about certain people acting like they're violent. I mean, we sat here with lots of people tonight that had zero level of violence towards any other person. They were respectful to every one of us. They're respectful to the, I mean, I bet we can go around and maybe find one wrapper of gum out there. I mean, so to make an assumption that these people are bad, oh my goodness, that's even worse. Let's hear from both sets of people. And let's not keep playing into this that they were so afraid that they couldn't show up.
Thank you. Councilmember Wilder, followed by Councilmember Wright.
You know, I honestly, I feel if we have another public hearing, I feel like we're not going to get anything different. But I am uncomfortable with persons leaving here thinking we're going to have a public hearing. I really don't feel comfortable by saying, oh, we're not going to have one now. I think that's going to cause, right now our nation is so divided and has so many issues. It's so hard. It's challenging with our nation currently. It is such a divided nation. I feel we need to go ahead and have a public hearing, even though I feel we're going to get some of the same things again, and let persons voice their concerns.
Any further discussion on the motion? Does everyone understand the motion? Any questions or clarifications? All right, thank you. And the motion passes 4-3. Thank you very much.